Hey, thanks for coming to our Respect 90 website, and let me give you a little bit of background. Let me go back in time to right around 2000, 2001. I used to ride my bicycle along the beaches in Southern California, kind of between Sunset Beach down to Newport Beach. A pretty good ride. Into the wind was always difficult. But along the ride, oftentimes I would see ladies and gentlemen, I thought, pushing their entire life in a shopping cart. Really bothered me. And sometimes you go into those little beachside restrooms, and I saw some guys passed out on the floor, literally passed out. Really bothered me a lot, actually, to the point I used to bring stuff in my car in the trunk and open up my trunk on the beach at sunset and just pass stuff out. But that's what I thought I can do. But I also thought eventually, if I ever got a chance to become a major league manager, that I would try to get on that larger soapbox. Jay, who's now my wife, encouraged me to become more involved in charity, philanthropic situations. So again, what are we going to do? Once we eventually got to the Rays, started off by Thanksmas was kind of like one of the first things we did. Thanksmas to serve the homeless. We served the meal, we cooked the meal, served the meal down in St. Petersburg, and it kind of sprung from there. From that, we eventually started doing some work shaving our heads, respecting bald for pediatric cancer research. We did that, and so we're able to donate money on behalf of kids with cancer, which, my God, which bothers us that more than that thought. So we started with the homeless, Thanksmas. We went to Fortune Favors the Bald, and what that represented, and then eventually we get to Chicago. We start different things like the main event, working with the inner city youth boxing, and trying to help out inner city youth boxing through the main event. Great situation, some tremendous venues where we've raised money and helped them. While this is all going on, the Hazleton Integration Project is born in Hazleton to try to bring together the different cultures of my hometown. When I grew up, it was all Anglo, almost 100%. Now it's 50-50, almost Hispanic and Anglo cultures. A tremendous disconnect in my hometown. Like I went home 2010, hated what I was saying, thought there was a lot of fear, trepidation, no communication. Place was definitely going in the wrong direction. What do you do to help? So we started the Hazleton Integration Project, and with that, try to bring the different cultures together, bought a building. Now we have this great center that provides cultural, educational, athletic kind of activities. So you talk about homeless, you talk about kids, you talk about kids fighting or boxing, and then you talk about the project. You needed an umbrella to put it underneath. You needed some obvious method or way to bring this all together to support all these groups, and also to possibly support even other. Primarily we've dealt with homelessness, kids with illnesses, kids with learning disabilities in Chicago, kids, and then of course this project. So here comes Respect 90. We needed to put this all together. We thought Respect 90, which is the distance from home plate to first base. I've always thought that if you do that properly in a baseball game, that would permeate your entire game. Also, Steve Alexander, one of the agents I've had in Chicago, came up with the thought, well, also, respect begins at home, as you run to first base or as you live. So we thought Respect 90 was the perfect moniker for this situation. So under the umbrella of Respect 90, our foundation, now we're able to support, we fundraise, we get some dough in all these different methods, whether it's boxing events, Thanksmas events, even here in this restaurant, golf tournaments. We've been in a car dealerships. We've done so many different things. Signings, I've done a lot of signings to raise money. Different methods to raise money that's distributed among all these different factors underneath the umbrella of Respect 90. So we want to continue to grow it. We've had a lot of help from the Ripken Foundation as an example too. We've had help from Cargill and Amazon and all these other corporations within the Hazleton area. We've been supported by Penn State, Temple University. All these groups have supported us, and it keeps growing, keeps getting better. Better in the sense that we're able to help more people, and we're becoming, especially in today's dialogue, we're becoming more pertinent with the emphasis on immigration building of walls and DACA, et cetera. So we're becoming even more prominent and more pertinent and more useful. So all this stuff is part of Respect 90. And so you've come to the website. Hopefully that gives you a brief idea of what we're all about. We're going to continue to grow, continue to try to help people, try to help kids, homeless folks, and like I said, just at risk kids with learning disabilities, and of course the people in my hometown. So as succinctly as I possibly can be, that's my Cliff Notes about Respect 90. Thank you for coming to our site. Thank you for listening. And if you have any suggestions or helpful thoughts or criticisms, please feel free to send them our way.